Hello, future Redhawks. My name is Mr. Olandisi. I'm the Science Department Chair at Naperville Central, and I wanted to first welcome you as part of our community as you make your decisions on what classes you will take while you're here with us your freshman year, but also congratulate you on making it through your first semester of eighth grade and starting the last chapter of your junior high careers. I'm sure you are excited to take that next step, but I hope you enjoy all the moments that you get to have during your last semester of grade 8. The reason that I'm reaching out to you is because you have choices to make in terms of science as you do a lot of your classes. And I want to just give you a little bit of information to help you with that decision. And I think the most important thing that I hope you hear me say in this video and that you remember, if nothing else, is that while it's great to have choice, right? Choice does come with a bit of anxiety sometimes, and you're not sure if you're making the right choice. And what I want to share with you, and I hope you hear, is that there is no wrong choice. Regardless of what science class you take next year or any other class you take, you're going to be part of your educational experience here. You're going to be with teachers that will support you and care about your success, and you're going to learn stuff, and you're going to be a more well-rounded, educated student at the end of your freshman year than when you started. And you're not stuck in one track based on decisions you make for freshman year. There's lots of flexibility, not just in science, but in all your classes. And what you like and don't like and what you want to learn more of and not learn more of is going to change as you get older and learn new things. So really take a deep breath, right? And just know that the choice you make for next year is going to be just fine. And there is nothing that you can choose that isn't going to help you get ready for life after high school eventually. And so in science, right, you got to take 2 years of science to graduate, right? If you want to go to a university when you're done with high school, then you for sure should take 3 years of science. And if you want to get into a STEM career, it's like a science, math, engineering, healthcare career, then you should probably plan to take 4. And this is information that you're going to hear over and over and over again throughout your time here at the high school. Teachers are going to work with you like your teacher's doing now. Counselors are going to work with you like your counselor doing now. So you don't have to remember all of this, but just so you know, you plan a little bit. Classes that are called pillars of science are like our core classes: biology, chemistry, physics, earth science, AP bio, AP physics, honors chemistry. And so there's a bunch of them. Honestly, for your planning, I don't think it's something that you necessarily need to worry about right now. Your counselors and teachers will help you make sure you take 2 of those before you graduate. What is probably the most important thing for you to see is that you actually have the choice of 4 different classes. 3 of those classes anyone can decide to take. There is no prerequisite, meaning you don't have to take another class before you take that. Regardless of what math class you're in, whether you're going to be in algebra, in geometry, in honors geometry, in Algebra 1 Geo, it doesn't matter. Biology, chemistry, and principles of biomedical science is available to all students next year as freshmen. Right. And so there is one class, though, in honors chemistry that you have to have. You have to be in geometry or in honors geometry or be done with those during your freshman year to take that. And we can talk a little bit more about that. In terms of biology and chemistry, I think to most of the degree, it's kind of what you're interested in. Biology is like the study of living things and life, and ecology, like where things live and how they interact. We look at genetics, like family history. We look at evolution and how things kind of come to be and change over time. In chemistry, we study things that are really small. So you get to do chemical reactions. We study electricity. We study environmental issues with chemistry in there, but most things in chemistry are really, really small, and therefore you can't see that, right? And so you have to kind of decide what you're interested in and what you're ready for. So like in biology class, the first semester is going to mostly be things that are bigger and things that you have seen or experienced in your life. And in chemistry, it's going to be a little bit more, we call it abstract, or like something that you have to use your imagination to see, right? And so sometimes if you really like math, that might mean that you are ready to kind of have that talk about those invisible things in chemistry. But for the most part, it is just personal choice and what you're interested in. Uh, Honors chemistry, if you qualify for it with the math, then you can take that course, and it does a lot of the same things that chemistry does. It uses more math in finding the answers, and it assumes that you understand how to do all of algebra already. It moves a little bit faster. It is a weighted class, which means you get a bonus in like if you get a B in the class, it counts as an A, right? And so that's there. But again, very similar to chemistry in what you're going to study. It does get you access to some of the AP classes earlier if you want to. The last one is kind of a newer class, and it's Project Lead the Way Biomedical Science. And it is all involved with like healthcare and even like criminal justice and forensic science. And so the class starts with a crime scene out in the hallway, and you have to learn how to collect evidence and handle evidence properly. And you learn about blood spatter and how you can figure out how somebody might have been murdered, right? And so you will spend the entire first semester learning a bunch of new science and but applying it to try to figure out how that person at the crime scene died, right? And so it's driven by that story, right? And again, very hands-on course. You'll notice it says it's not a pillar of science, which means that it doesn't count towards your graduation requirement, but it counts towards like colleges seeing it. And in matter of fact, you can actually earn college credit by taking this course. And so again, that's where that flexibility comes in. You can take this class freshman year, but you don't have to. You can take it later too. One other thing to consider is that maybe you're not in the math class yet that lets you take honors chemistry, or maybe you just don't want to take it freshman year. You got a lot of other things going on, and you're not sure if you like science that much. But you think maybe one day, and you decide to take biology freshman year, right? Or you decide to take Project Lead the Way Biomedical Science freshman year, and you love it, right? And you do really good in math, and you do really good in science, and you want to try an honors class sophomore year. Honors chemistry would be a class that you can take. So again, you have that flexibility. Just because you make a decision for freshman year doesn't mean it predicts what you're going to do for the next four. Right. So this is kind of our map for all classes. I'm not going to go over all with you guys. I'll show you where you can see this if you want. And again, we'll go over all this with you when you're here at the high school picking classes for sophomore year too. But you can see sort of different classes that you can get to in different pathways, right? And so if you take chemistry freshman year, here's classes that you can take sophomore year. And again, it depends on what math class you're in and some of those other things. But in general, these are the classes you can choose from. If you take biology or Project Lead the Way, you can choose from these classes sophomore year, and honors chemistry, you can choose from these classes. And what you'll notice is once you get to grades 11 and 12, for the most part, all of the classes are available to you. And you can kind of pick the ones that you think are most interesting, right? So, or most relevant to whatever career you want to go to. That's kind of all of it, right? So again, really focus in on these classes and know that that there's no wrong choice in that process. The last thing I'll show you guys is that when you go to our website and everything, and I won't take you all there. There is a link your teacher's going to share with you, or has shared with you, or you can see it on our website that takes you to our custom chat bot, right? It's like our own science department chat GPT. And when you click on that, it takes you to Magic School, and you enter your name, and it knows all about our classes, right? We trained it for that, and so you guys can engage with that and ask it questions. Like for example, you can say, "I want to be I don't know. Let's go with something that's not science. A stock trader. I will take biology and algebra 1 freshman year. What would be a good 3-year plan for science?" All right, and then you send that to her. Again, you don't have to be a scientist to take science classes, and so it gives you some options here of classes that you think you should take or can take. It says do biology, you got that planned, chemistry or honors chemistry, and year 3 AP chemistry or physics, right? And there's probably other choices you can do in there too, but it gives you some, and you can ask other questions of it, and it's a way to know that the information about our classes. that's all I have. I want to thank you for watching the video, and again, enjoy the rest of eighth grade. And we look forward to having you join us here at Naperville Central.